Hey guys. I had a quick download. And I guess I just wanted to share something real quick with you guys. If you've been keeping up with anything that I've been saying, you've probably heard me say a couple of times, talk about the universal law of the circle. I even shared a picture of mine and my wife's wedding band, our rings. We were fortunate to be given these rings by my grandparents. It's my great-great-grandparents' rings, Lot and Flurry Harper. I like to wear it. Sometimes I put it up so I don't lose it, like if I go out fishing or, things like that. But I like to wear it. It's a memento, a reminder. I feel close to my great-great-grandfather, Lot. I've heard that we look alike. He had long, dark hair. We have other things in common, too. One of them is our gift. Lot was a gifted medium. I mentioned in a video earlier, the gift passes down. And from what I've heard, every third generation. Anyone can have the gift. But just certain families, certain bloodlines tend to have more of a knack to it. But it's something anyone can develop. No, but my great-great-grandfather Lot, he was a medium, a psychic. He was used. I don't think he quite knew. So I guess in the occult world, he was just a sensitive. In the occult, they learn to identify an empath pretty early. And they've got a term. They call them sensitives. Meaning someone who is sensitive to the spiritual forces, but is not aware of their ability. Which is where the whole mind control manipulation tactic comes in. They use the medium without their knowledge, their awareness. That's why mediumship can be controversial. In the occult world, you're really not considered a medium until you know. Then you change from a sensitive to a medium. Has anybody ever told you were too sensitive growing up? Might be something to it. Somebody might want to know, why? Well, then why would they do that? Why would they do that? Why would they keep someone unaware of their gift? Well, part of the reason is they believe that it makes the message, the channeled message, that much more pure. If the medium is unaware, or if the sensitive is unaware that they are being used as a medium, how can they lie when under trance? They also believe that the more pure-minded the sensitive, the better the message. The more authentic, true the message. Let me ask you, what people have the purest minds? So I'll just be totally honest. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. I realize it's a gift, but it came with the realization that there was a lot of abuse and pain that came with it. Because there are people that want to just use the medium. They just want to tap in to the spiritual realm. Use the medium as a tool. As somebody once said to me, they slipped up and said too much. Because there is a group of people out there that are afraid. They're afraid of the empath and the medium. Because a person that has the gift who can tap into the spiritual realm and get knowledge from the Most High, from God, why would they need the others? That would be the thought. That's what they're afraid of. So they use and abuse the medium, the sensitive, to get the access to the knowledge, but then discard the medium. And as I said earlier, most of these sensitives, these mediums, the people with the gift are women. It's mostly a female trait. These groups that operate like this, they've been doing it for a long time. You ever heard of arranged marriages and weddings? Still happens today. Happens in America. I said earlier, they've learned to identify the empath quickly at a very young age. And they've learned that if they can identify the empath and match the empath around, we'll just call them handlers. You can keep that person in a bubble. Like the Truman Show. And as long as you can keep them from waking up to the fact that they are closer to the divine than the others, you can, one, control them, the empathic person, and then you get to take the benefit. Siphon the energy. I've said in a message before that I believe the dark arts, the dark practitioners practicing dark magic, mind control, manipulation, creates narcissism. Indeed, I do think that. The people that practice these dark occultists, how they manipulate sensitive people, empathic people, control them. They get some kind of high off of controlling someone else, feeling like they're puppet masters, pulling on the strings. It's pretty gross to live life that way. And then to think that you're going to get away with it. They've got away with it for a long time. A long time. But God sees everything. He saw it all. And we're going into an exciting time where a lot of things that were hidden are now going to be revealed. Like when the Apostle Paul was converted, the scales fell from his eyes and he could see. Healing hurts, y'all. It's not pretty. You get cut. And what do? You put a bandage over the wound, right? So it'll scab up, so it'll clot. We even have nice bandages that have pictures. People sign their names on them. And you leave that there for a little while. People get used to it being there. But you can't leave it there. If you leave the bandage there, the wound could get infected. And then you'll lose the arm. Eventually, you have to take the bandage off and let it see the light. America needs healing. The world needs healing. But healing hurts. It ain't pretty. So we avoid it. We go, I'll do that later. Hit the snooze button. We don't want to wake up. The bed feels so cozy. But guys, we've waited long enough. It's time to get up and see the light. I've got some more to share. I hear you guys. Till next time, I guess. Have a good day, y'all.